everyone, my name is Allie Laux, and today in this vlog I'm going to be talking about the importance of movement in the elementary classroom, and specifically how it affects students. So by the end of this vlog, it is my hope that my teaching colleagues know how to revise some of their current lessons that don't involve any movement, and that they learn some strategies they can use in their own classrooms to get their students moving a bit more, just because it's super important, and you'll learn about why in a second here. So we're going to start out by looking at a third grade language arts lesson that doesn't involve any opportunities for the students to move. So as you watch this video clip, I want you to pay close attention to what the students are doing, what their body language might be telling you, and overall if you think they enjoyed the lesson and overall learned from it. Good morning, class. Today we are going to finish talking about synonyms and antonyms.
A few moments later.
So synonyms, as I hope you remember from yesterday, are words that have the same meaning, and antonyms are words that have a different or opposite meaning. Good, you get it. All right, activity time. Let's practice. So, can anyone tell me a synonym for the word big? Ashley?
Large.
Good, very good. How about an antonym for the word big? Michaela?
Tiny.
Good, tiny. Let's see what I came up with. Good work. Yep.
It's just so boring.
How about a synonym for the word cold? Bueller? Anyone? Thank you, Ashley. Freezing? Good. I had that one too. Any other ones? Or antonym for cold, sorry. Anyone besides Ashley? Come on, people! Let's look alive here! Sorry. Maddie, cold cough. Antonym for cold. Thank you. So, Jack, what'd you think of the lesson today?
So stupid. I was so bored I literally fell asleep in the back of the class. Miss Laux sucks.
Alright, so I'm sure you noticed, but as you can see, the students were glued to their chairs and completely bored, and I don't blame them. Some of the students were falling asleep while others were out of their seats doing things they weren't supposed to do just because they weren't engaged in the lesson. As teachers, it's super important for us to motivate our students, get them excited about learning, and overall help them understand the material. If we want our students to learn, we must get them to encode information into their long-term memory, and movement integration is a great place to start just because it helps make that material a little bit more meaningful to students. So now we're going to take a look at what movement integration is and how integrating movement into the elementary classroom can help improve learning. Movement integration, which I'll also refer to as MI, is when teachers provide their students with opportunities to get out of their seats during class to be physically active as a way to improve student learning and engagement. It's considered an interdisciplinary approach to teaching that combines academic content and physical education in order to achieve curricular goals. One of the sources I read pointed out that teachers often see movement integration as a barrier because of the relationship they think it has with classroom management. They think it makes it harder to keep kids on task and maintain a safe environment. Teachers also think it takes a lot of time and planning to incorporate movement into class, but in reality, it's relatively simple and the benefits outweigh any of the doubts teachers may have. So now you might be wondering how movement in the elementary classroom affects students. So here are just some of the many benefits it has on student learning. So when students are asked to link their physical bodies to the material, it helps them make learning more meaningful, which helps them encode the information better. The more a student encodes information, the better able they are to obtain knowledge, skills, and even improve their test scores. When students take breaks that involve movement, so maybe a brain break, for example, which I'll get into later, their thinking is able to refresh and reset their cognitive processes, which help kids find solutions to problems they were struggling with, or even see new perspectives. It also helps students better process new information and supports greater sustained attention that allows students to learn more effectively, and it helps transfer knowledge to long-term memory. Movement integration can also affect students by helping them remain focused during lessons. It improves motivation, gets students more engaged in class, boosts student interest levels, and it even gets students excited about what they're learning, which is an ultimate goal of every teacher. It can even increase productivity to get work done, creativity, and social skills. It can even help reduce classroom management issues by making the classroom a fun place and keeping students off task. Lastly, it even promotes physical health and contributes towards the recommended 60 minutes of physical activity a day. Okay, now I want you to watch this clip, which is the same lesson I showed earlier, but it's been revised to incorporate some movement. So I want you to pay attention to the students' behaviors and attitudes.
Good morning, class, and welcome to our language arts lessons for the day. We're going to continue learning about synonyms and antonyms today. So as a refresher, synonyms are words that have the same meaning, and then antonyms are words that have a different or opposite meaning, which will be super important for our activity. So I need everyone to stand up and find a partner. And just stand with that partner. Don't do anything yet because I have a few instructions. Awesome, thank you. All right, so with these words on here, we're going to focus on the pink ones first. When I say go, you're going to jump up and down 3 times. So 1, 2, 3, and then you're going to land on a certain foot. If you and your partner land on the same foot, so if you both land on your right foot, you're going to come up with a synonym for the word big. So remember, same foot, synonym. But if you land on different feet, so if I land on my right foot and someone else lands, or my partner lands on their left foot, you come up with an antonym. Does anyone have any questions? No? Perfect. All right. Go ahead. For the word big. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, okay. So same. Okay. So
Synonym.
Hi, Jack. What'd you think of the lesson today?
It was the best! My teacher's great!
Alright, so I'm pretty sure it once again was easy to tell that the students were much more engaged during this lesson and overall had a pretty fun time learning the content. The students seemed like they were having fun, they were focused, they were on task, they looked pretty motivated to learn, and they seemed to learn the material well, which is also great. So now we're going to be talking about some strategies that you can use in your classroom to get your students moving a little bit more.
are you the Frogger? Oh man.
They're dropping like flies!
No. Are you the Frogger? Oh man, I lost.
Ashley was the Frogger! Brain breaks are a great way to incorporate movement into any classroom, as you could see in the clip before this. Research shows that taking brief, active breaks helps refresh our thinking and gets the jitters out. After working hard for a long period of time, it's super effective to take a break because when you revisit the material after a break, your mind will be much fresher and you might even learn something you missed before. They can be done before starting a lesson, during a lesson while students are transitioning to something new, or even after learning something. They're pretty easy to use and are quick, so you don't have to worry about them taking too much time out of your busy school day. Simply have students play a game like Silent Ball or Frogger, or have them participate in a Just Dance video on YouTube, which is one of my personal favorites. If you ever need a quick brain break for your students, just look up brain breaks on YouTube and you'll have a bunch of different options.
432 and 824. Your favorite eats the one that's worth more. He looks at the place values from left to right. It's the greatest hundreds place, so he takes a big bite. The hungry alligator eats the number that's better. The number that tastes is never hard, but it's easy.
If you ever have a time where your students are having a difficult time memorizing new information, teaching them a dance with music can help them retain the information much better. Songs get stuck into our heads pretty easily, and I know for me, it's pretty easy for me to memorize lyrics and dance moves. So learning songs with dance movements helps information stick. You can find a variety of resources on YouTube or even make up your own.
Good afternoon, students. Today we're going to continue working on rounding to the nearest 10th place, which we worked on yesterday. This key probably looks familiar to you because we're going to continue working on those actions that help us remember how to round because it can be super tricky. So let's have everyone stand up and we're going to practice those before we do our activity. So if you need to round to the number 0, what action would you do? Yes, good. Feel that stretch. Perfect. How about 10? What would you do? Good. Nice jumping jacks. How about 20? What would you do? Push up because we are strong students. Yes, I love it. How about 30? Good. Awesome little bunnies. How about 40? Don't get dizzy. And 50. Bonus points if you say, I'm a pink fluffy star. I'm a pink fluffy star. Good. Okay, so a number will appear on the bottom here. Whatever that number is, you might need to round up or down. And let's say you need to round to 10, you would do a jumping jack. Sound good? Okay, our first number, drum roll please, is 8. Good. 27. Beautiful. 52.
I'm a pink fluffy star.
Yes, I love it. 36. Nice. So quick, so efficient. And 4. Beautiful, good job.
Oh, I am such an idiot. Oh, wait. I remember that jumping activity that helped me remember my counting words.
Using movement to learn or practice content is also a great strategy. Requiring students to associate the content with specific movements helps make learning fun and meaningful. When a student can't remember what something is on a quiz, they'll think back to this jumping activity and likely remember what it means. Good work, Jack!
Equivalent words.
If you want to get your students moving throughout a lesson, put them into station groups or have them collect materials from around the room. In this fraction lesson activity, students had to find someone else in the room who had an equivalent fraction, and once they found it, they had to take it back to their home base to check with their group to make sure it was correct. Students were still learning while working together with their classmates and moving around the room. Look at how much fun they're having! Alright, third graders, you were just given a sheet of paper with a number on it. So what I want you to do with that card is you're going to organize yourselves from least to greatest here in a line. But the key is here, I don't want you to talk to one another, so it'll be a little bit of a challenge here. But I believe in all of you and your abilities. So go ahead and stand up and give it a try. Remember, without talking, organize yourselves. When you want your students to understand the order or organization of a certain concept in math or reading, for example, having the students organize or order themselves into groups, lines, or rows is very helpful because it once again gets them moving and makes the learning more visual. Here students were given a card with a number on it, and here they are organizing themselves in an order to make a sequence. Giving students these cards is a great way to do this instead of just giving them a list of words on paper and asking them to work on the problem at their desk. These types of activities also allow students to work with one another, which helps build relationships, problem-solving skills, and helps improve social skills as well. Great job, everyone! All right, third graders, since we just finished reading a book that dealt with a lot of new vocab regarding emotions, we're going to get those words to have a little bit deeper meaning to you, just because sometimes it's hard to remember what all these advanced words mean. So in a second here, a word will appear on the board, and you're going to have to act out that emotion or vocab word. You can use words, you can use actions, I don't care as long as it's portraying what the word means. So go ahead and stand up and find a place where you have plenty of room in case your actions get a little crazy. And also, fun note, we're also going to watch Inside Out tomorrow, so something to look forward to. All right, everyone have room. Our first word is furious. Show me. So furious. All right, worried. It's okay because now you're going to look surprised. Oh, you're going to say a surprise party. How nice. How about courageous? This one's tough, but how would you look courageous? Oh yeah, so many brave people. All right, go ahead and take a seat. Good job. Having students use their bodies to represent key academic terms and ideas while also demonstrating their understanding and knowledge of those ideas is super helpful in student learning. In the last example, students were asked to physically act out a vocabulary term to help them see and feel what that word truly means. This is especially helpful when learning a new language because if students are having a hard time remembering what a word means on a vocabulary test or while they're reading a book, they will likely think back to the time they practiced their vocabulary terms by thinking about the actions they used to represent the words. With all the strategies I just showed you, I hope you all have a much better understanding of how you can incorporate physical activity into your daily classroom routines, and I hope you understand just how important it is. As teachers, integrating physical activity is in the best interest of our students, and it not only makes learning fun, but it also helps them learn much better too. School days are super long, and it's so difficult for students to be expected to sit in their desks all day and sit still. We shouldn't expect them to. So we must do our best to get them up and moving throughout the day in order to maintain their focus, increase their motivation, get them engaged, and help them achieve academic success. If you have any questions about this topic or would like some more guidance on how you can incorporate movement into your classroom, please feel free to reach out to me. This is a topic I'm super passionate about, so I'd love to help you. And yeah, thank you all so much for watching my vlog, and I hope you enjoyed it and learned lots. Thank you.